Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Macallan II, and with me, as always, is
some dude.
I do believe your name is Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait, that's not right.
Well, we do have a vampire in this episode, so
that's true.
So there is a connection to that. I was gonna say Constantine. I just change my name every week. Now I'm Matthew Constantine. I kind of like that, actually.
Yes.
Matthew Constantine.
Yes.
Kind of had a nice ring to it.
It does. But your real name is Matthew Allen Haas.
Yeah, of course. And my social security number is no.
And you live at and your blood type is and
my banking routing number is
your mother's maiden name and your
let's do a Facebook thing. I'm just gonna put it what was your favorite social security number that you had in third grade?
When you were a kid, what was your favorite cartoon character?
What was your favorite teacher? Which is literally a question that like every place asks you when you set up a new account. And sure, go ahead, just say it on Facebook. It's safe. It's safe. We just want to know. It's fun. It's fun.
What kind of car was the first car you owned?
Yeah. You know, the other ones are a little bit more subtle. These ones might not actually be fishing expenditures, really exhibition expenditures. Fishing exhibitions are the ones where it'll show like different types of food, and it says like 3 gotta go or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. Those don't seem like how. I mean, like, who's gonna have a password called like Twinkies or? Yeah. I mean, I guess technically maybe, but like I don't know.
I know my password is always Rally's Fries.
Oh God, I want some Rally's Fries. Damn it, those are good. Or they used to be good. I don't know if
they're still good. I live literally a block away from a Rally's. So
well, I know. I meant depending on how late at night and who's making them.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah,
because sometimes the closest Rally's towards me, the later you get at night, the food kind of suffers a little bit.
So if you're listening right now, if you want to email me at mike@cullenpark.com and tell me your favorite French fry. Also, tell me your favorite cartoon character when you were a kid, your social security number, your blood type, your mother's maiden name. If you include all of that in the email, you may win a T-shirt.
Yeah.
No, don't. Don't do that, folks. I'm joking.
Do it. Yeah, don't do it.
So, today on the show, we are covering... Oh, actually, before we start this, okay, there's something that's been on my mind.
Okay,
so... Mario.
Like the game?
Yeah, like the Super Mario Brothers Mario.
Okay.
You know, the it's me, Mario, that guy. He, his name is Mario.
Yeah.
That'd be like your name being Haas.
Yeah. or Matthew, or
yeah.
There's actually people. I mean, like there's a comedian named Ahmed. He always jokes, says he has to stand extra at airport security because of the name's twice in his name.
Yeah.
But
so I get that and all, but my worry here is for Luigi.
Yeah, I know. It's called the Mario Brothers, right?
So and his name is Luigi Mario.
Yes.
So your last name is your brother's first name.
Right.
That's just weird. That'd be like, my sister's name is Christy. Christina. That'd be like my name being Michael Christina.
Yeah.
And then every time I had to sign something and everything, I'm reminded of my sister.
Right.
So, like, if you have a falling out, not saying I ever have with my sister, I mean, I'm just saying that if you have, like if Luigi and Mario get in a fight, whenever he signs something, he's signing his brother's name.
Yeah. True.
I feel bad for him. I really do.
Well, think about it. He was always, like, from the original game, it was, you could only play him if you played 2-player, and you had to actually play with another person, so you couldn't just, you couldn't just trick the game, because, now, if you get, like, Mario on, like, the Wii U or the Nintendo Wii, and you do 2-player, you can't play it because it's still designed to have 2 controllers.
Yeah, but Luigi does have his own games, like Luigi's Mansion.
Well, now he does.
So, yeah.
I'm talking about in the beginning, you can only play him at 2-player, and the same thing when it came to Super Mario Brothers 3, the same type of issue. Granted, Super Mario Brothers 2, which was actually Doki Doki Panic, a totally different game in Japan, you can actually choose Luigi as its own independent character. So over time, yes, Luigi has become more of a standalone character, which I'm glad about because I always really liked Luigi's character.
But regardless of any of this, he is still Luigi Mario.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can look at it this way. You can look at it from two different ways. So one way is like, okay, well, Mario's parents favored Mario over Luigi because they gave him the same name twice.
Because technically they are twins from what I read, too, so...
What's that? They're twins?
They're twins, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, they're fraternal twin brothers, so yeah.
Okay. So one way is to look at it from that perspective, like, oh, well, Mom and Dad named, him twice, so therefore, they care about him more than me. Or you can look at it from the other way of they put all of this time and effort to name Luigi, and then when it came to Mario, they're like, just name Mario, So actually, Luigi could be the favored one, Just depends on how you look at it. Or none of them are the favored one, because what really happened was immediately after they were born in the hospital, the parents both died in a car crash. They spent time in the orphanage. That got really dark real fast.
It's me, Mario. I'm in the orphanage. I'm in the orphanage. I can't even talk right now. I don't know. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
Man, those Japanese game developers are super racist.
Yeah. It's me, Mario.
You know what's interesting?
Sad. My name is Mario.
His name was Mario. It is. Well, think about it. The Mario Brothers. That's the name of the plumbing business. You wouldn't name that after your first name, like the Matthew Brothers. If I had a business, So
I mean, I understand that, but it's like, can't you just shouldn't it just be called? Hey, this is it could be called like Luigi and Mario's plumbing business.
I mean, you're going to have to talk to, like, the people. I mean, I think the guy who created Mario died, so you can't really take it up with him. But, just try to get them to retcon the whole thing, and then just, like, I don't know, introduce time travel into the whole thing and kind of rewrite the past, and there you go. Now that's a nice, convenient, way to segue to get into the Legends.
So yeah, that's the upcoming Legends episode, is where they changed Mario Brothers.
Dude, that would actually be a really. Oh man, it would cost so much money to do that though.
Yeah,
but
they'd have to do something with.
Oh man,
with Nintendo.
They would.
Yeah.
I've noticed that because whenever Zari plays video games, it's always Sega games. It's never Nintendo, like Mortal Kombat. The classic games, that she likes to play.
So, anyways, in this episode of Legends of Tomorrow, it's called Bad Blood.
Yeah.
It was directed by Alexandria LaRoche, written by Granny Godfrey, and it originally aired on July 18th, 2021. In this episode, we have Constantine has acquired the map to the Fountain of Imperium. And he acquires a potion from Aleister Crowley's banker, who is a vampire named Noel.
Such a weird. Yeah, I gave it to my banker because we all know we entrust our bankers like such valuable, You know what I mean?
And my thing is do we have personal? I mean, I guess maybe sometimes people have personal bankers, but
if you're rich enough, you probably have a personal banker.
Yeah, because I'm saying when I go to my bank, it's just the the random lady behind the counter. So
when you're rich enough, you want to have your own personal banker because you want them to cook the books for you, and you want to be able to trust that they can do it without snitching on you. Plus, you give them a little something on the side. So it makes sense to have his own personal banker, who also happens to be a vampire. So that matches his whole fascination with the occult. So he's kind of got a trustworthy person in both capacities for him, if you will.
Because I often wonder, though, I mean, sometimes, because, you can't really be a vampire and be a banker, though, because banks usually close at about 6 p.m.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's...
In the bank...
Like a night banker. Not even such a thing, Yeah, well, we got a night banker for all the third shifters and second shifters. They didn't want to have to wake up 2 hours after going to bed, right? So, she works in the office, the really high office. You gotta go up like 105.
I think we need to write this show. It's going to be a show called Night Banker.
That's a night banker.
Yeah, and it's just about it's about a vampire banker.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Yes. Or it could be a blood bank. Ooh. No, anyway, so... Maybe that's the type of banker she is. She works at a blood bank.
Blood bank. Oh, so this reminded me, I don't know why it's reminding me of this. So, you remember... Maybe I shouldn't talk about it because I don't want someone else to get the... I'll tell you on break.
Okay.
I'll tell you on break because I'm very... What's that?
That's it. Okay, so folks, this is something secret. Anyways,
sorry.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to the show here. Okay, so Constantine has acquired this this potion from Noel, the vampire. So he goes onto the Wave Rider and he recruits Spooner, and then he travels to 1939 Albacete, Spain.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
I think so.
Okay. He's in search of a man known as El Gato. Or the Cat.
The Cat, yeah.
Who they believe used the fountain's magic to survive several assassination attempts. So they end up going to this tavern or bar or whatever there, and just so happen to run into the guy who is El Gato, basically. They don't know this at first. They have to prove that they are part of the Spanish side of the Spanish Revolution. and not Nazis.
Yep, not the fascists.
No. Even though Constantine looks completely like a fascist.
Yeah.
They so they meet with him, but then they are they are attacked by Captain Noriega, who is an ally of Adolf Hitler.
Damn.
Yeah. So then they find that El Gato's got a nephew named Fernando that they run into. He's the one with the magic from the fountain.
Ooh.
And has been using it to resurrect his uncle. Because there's a situation where his uncle gets shot, and he basically raises him from the dead.
Yeah, well, Noriega shoots him, I think.
Yeah.
He's the one that shot. Yeah, and Fernando shows up, and so it's like, oh, so technically they were half right. He is El Gato, but he doesn't really have the ability to actually heal himself.
No. His nephew does it for him.
He is the cat. Get it? Because 9 lives, get it? The cat. Get it?
Yep. No, I need you to explain this to me in detail, Matt. I'm joking.
Because the theory cats have 9 lives.
So,
which is weird. Okay.
So he ate some cat food. 9 lives cat food.
Cat food. That's what I was gonna say. That's weird that they have a cat food called 9 lives, because the whole point of having 9 lives is how a cat can escape death. Why would they name a food product about escaping death? That's weird. When I think of food,
the way I look at it is you can only feed your cat 9 times because they die each time they eat it. And
oh god. Wow.
I don't know. Is that true? I'm not sure. Anyway, so
no.
I was always more of a Friskies guy myself. Not that I ate either one. I'm just saying when I had cats, I would buy them Friskies. Not.
Yeah, me too. I'm more of a Fancy Feast guy myself, man. Put that shit in the microwave on top of some nacho chips and be flying high. I mean, mainly from like all the weird chemicals that are making your brain into like human.
You eat that expensive stuff. That's like the caviar of cat food, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So anyways, we got El Gato's nephew Fernando, who he wields the power of the fountain, and he resurrects his uncle. Constantine had left at one point, and he decides to come back dressed up as a priest. How'd that happen again? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember here.
Priest Constantine. So he he's been kind of acting like an asshole throughout this whole episode, really, even up to this point, and because he's so desperate to get his magic back, and there's like a firefight going on. Spooner gets captured. I think he was just going to ditch her, to be honest, and then he decides, probably shouldn't do that. So then he, takes on the well, no, because he was gonna take the potion, which he wasn't really sure, because Noelle said something really weird and cryptic to him when she left. She said, "You're going to be gagging, for that eventually." Does not sound pleasant, and so he was kind of scared to take it. So instead, he decides to dress up like as a priest, as you do, when you have to make a decision.
With no explanation as to where he got the costume.
Yeah, where did he get the costume? Did he beat up a priest and just steal his robes? I mean, who knows?
Or did he go back on the Wave Rider and get it? I don't know. They didn't explain it. So
oh yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
So he pretends that he's from the Vatican, and that the Vatican also wants to know about the Fountain of Imperium. And the reason why the Nazi didn't just shoot him or kill him, or Nazi, but the guy working for the Nazis, didn't just go shoot him right then is because during the Spanish Civil War, the Catholic Church was actively on the side of the fascists.
Yes.
That's not a conspiracy theory. That is actual, objective, historical fact. So do what you will with that fact. I'm just saying, a religious organization was actively with the fascists. Anyway, and they were against anarchists and communists because, get this, those people wanted to live on the farms that they farmed and actually be able to eat the food that they created for. Anyway, interesting. So it's bad to want to eat the bread that you make, and we have to make sure that the Nazis win the war somehow to stop that from happening. Anyway, you can tell what side I'm on. I can't help myself.
So you're a fascist. I'm getting this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wait, what? No.
Wait.
No. I always gotta bring in politics. Hey, that's what happens when you're a freaking poli-sci major, and that's all you think about. Not all you think. A big portion of what you think about. It's so weird to have me doing these pop culture shit because, like, that's a whole episode right there we could do, is how did this even come about? Because, like, my main thing has always been politics, and somehow you're like, hey, let's do a thing about pop culture and shit. Like, okay. And then somehow,
it's all tied in together because that's life, life is politics. Also the fact, it's like, when I was younger, I used to think poli-sci meant many sciences.
Well, there you go.
No.
I was a many sciences.
Not political.
Yeah, get it?
Poly. Okay, anyway, so...
Or it's all the sciences. They all live and like, are boyfriends with each other, or girlfriends with each other. And they all live...
Polygamous science. It's where you study... ancient Mormonism. Anyway, so do you want to take a break here, Matt, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the rest of this episode?
Sure.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay.
What is Gen X? What is the silent generation? What do generations have in common? Hi, I'm Trish the Dish from the Gen X Voice podcast, and I invite you to listen to conversations I have with folks from different generations, backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences in an attempt to see what connects rather than divides us. Even though Gen X has been called slackers, Karens, or not mentioned at all in some cases, we are the bridge generation, so I feel compelled to do my part to destroy ageism by bringing all these voices together. And, as a bonus, each guest gets to answer some 80s questions at the end of each show. So download and listen to Gen X Voice today on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And let's see how much we have in common after all.
Hi, this is Catherine, host of a new fashion podcast, The Real Fashion School Dropout. Join me as I interview guests every week in the fashion and beauty space, and we gossip on all things fashion and beauty, and even get into some personal stories of their journey in the industry. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Hope to see you there.
And so then that'll be the, what we do with that thing, Matt. I'm thinking that that'll help solve all the problems in the world. And, yeah. Oh, wait, we weren't going to talk about that on the air. And I think I accidentally just hit record. Shit.
That's all right.
Okay, we're back, folks. Anyways, back to Legends of Tomorrow here on All Too Real 2. Don't listen to anything we just said. We weren't solving any problems in the world.
Yeah.
No. So when they're solved, folks, it wasn't us. Anyway, so basically Constantine's dressed up as a priest, comes back and ingratiates himself to the fascists by convincing him he's on their side and everything. He used a spooner to basically translate the mute boy. What happens then, Matt?
She's like hearing what he's saying, but she's kind of slightly changing what he's telling her to trick both Constantine and the dude, the Norega guy. Mm-hmm. And she basically just tells him, oh, he doesn't remember where it was, which of course they're not going to believe. And they start following them, of course, as you do. And Constantine figures out that she's lying to him as well, and he pretty much gives her like a sob story about why he needs magic, and I'm not sure if any of it's true or not, but she believes him and tries to help him out. But he's been a jerk this whole episode. I mean, he's just very, this kid is like, frightened and, doesn't really even know, where this power may have came from or why he's worthy of it. And John's just like, oh, well, maybe we'll just, if we can't find a well, we'll just try to get the magic from him and transfer it to me. It's like, dude, like, what? Like,
they find the well, but it's dried up, is what the thing is, too.
It's dried up eventually, but even before that, he was still kind of acting like, like he was making like contingency plans almost. And then, they find out the well's dried up, and then he's like, oh, okay, well, maybe, if he transfers over, the power to me, then I'll help him find his mom. It's like, dude, like, you're bartering with a kid about whether or not to go find his mom. Like, wow. Like, like, you won't just go do it. You got to make sure that he gives you his magic first. And then, they do the ritual, but then the magic just goes straight into the fountain, but then it gets like sucked in because it's like a worthiness thing. It's like, it's not a, like, John's not worthy of it because he's gone, John is always straddled between, dark magic and regular magic for most of his life. He's never really been like what you would call like a hero character, a good
he's basically an anti-hero.
Yeah, so, and he had done dark magic in the past. See, that's the whole reason why he launched his magic in the first place, is because Natalie, who was like his best friend, potentially his lover, I don't know, and at some point, and they grew up together practicing magic, and as you do when you're best friend when you're like 10 or 11, like, hey, let's go and practice magic together. Of course, let's do it. And then that's what you do. And then she was just doing like regular magic, and then he got into like the dark arts, like real hardcore. And she warned him, don't take this too far, because it's going to get to a point where you're not going to really be yourself anymore, and you're not going to really have much control over what you're doing. And he went and listened to her. So she actually made a spell. See, my theory is the reason why a spell worked on him harder than anyone else is I think that spell was specifically written with him in mind, but it would have an effect for everyone, but it was like him was like the specific person that was made for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason why he completely lost his magic, whereas everyone else or every other surrounding thing could basically get reset to zero, but you could still build from there. John couldn't even build from zero. It was just completely bereft of magic, like forever. And I think that's the reason why she made that spell for him. So, he wasn't worthy for this fountain. It's for like pure candidates, if you will. It's like, we see movies and stories like this all the time, like Shazam, for example.
It's like somebody that's pure of heart, basically, I think needs to be who it is for. So, yeah. So the kid wants to heal people and heal his uncle and find his mom. Of course, he's going to be a better candidate than John. So then, he gets all pissed off about that. He says some like really hurtful things, I think. And at one point, I think, doesn't he see the
the fascists creeping in, because he leaves at one point, doesn't he? And
he leaves to look to see if they're coming when they're in the cave, and he sees them coming, but then lies and says they're not coming.
Yeah, which is weird. And then why would you? Anyway, so he takes the potion that he's been trying to avoid taking this entire time. Which, even though he's been an asshole this entire episode, at least he had the know-how to understand that this potion's probably not going to be good for him, in the long run to take, but he takes it anyway. And it's like this weird psychedelic scene going on where he just like becomes like all powerful, and like
he brutally kills everybody too, which is like
that's what I'm saying. He's become
all of Noriega's people, and it's crazy.
Yeah, he's become merciless, which is usually not what he's been like throughout the show. He's never really killed anyone or anything like that. But yeah, he was like crushing at one guy's heart really slowly instead of just killing him. He's making him suffer, for like 30 seconds before just, killing the guy. Which, I'm pretty sure the guy was a terrible person, but still.
Yeah, you don't have to kill him mercilessly like that either, You
don't have to, no. And he just has like this sort of like almost like a combination between like a really sinister look on his face, but also like not even like just emotionless, almost like just like playing with like your food kind of, and
yeah, he's like it's basically like, I mean, he's drugging himself basically with this new potion. I mean, it's like he's got the look of like somebody that's on heroin or something, it's or meth or whatever.
This is so it's like temporary magic. What this does, this gives you like a shot of magic, for however long it lasts, and then.
So then eventually they return Fernando to his family, and then Constantine goes back to his house, and he ends up he trades Crowley's soul to Noel for more potions, basically.
God.
And then he brainwashes Spooner when she threatens to tell Zari about the situation. So basically, he makes her forget things. And
right, yeah.
So while all this was going on, because that's the Constantine Spooner story aspect. Then we also had on the Wave Rider. The legends are all struggling with little Gus Gusarex. He's rapidly aging. And then they basically have to fight him. While this is going on, Mick and Lita, who are both pregnant, are in a room together, and then basically she pretends to go into labor. Lita does, to try to get basically to get Mick to the med bay, the med lab, so they can make sure that he's not, that the eggs growing inside of his head or his neck or whatever they are not killing him.
Yep.
Yeah, and so basically he ends up, while that's going on, there's this whole fight going on the outside with Gus and the rest of the legends, and they basically end up they have to eject him from the Wave Rider to basically save the day, so. And yeah, and then with Lita's help in this whole situation, Mick grows to accept his pregnancy. And that's how it ends.
Yep, as any typical Legends episode ends in a weird. God, the show has progressed so much since the first season. I mean, it's like not even recognizable.
It's totally different show.
I mean, literally, there's only two characters that are from the original season. It's Sarah and Mick. That's it. Yeah. Everyone else, I mean, like Dr. Stein, Jesus, he died like midway through the third season.
Yeah, there's a lot of people have gone. It's crazy.
Jefferson, was it Jefferson Jackson or something? Jefferson.
Yeah.
He was the other half of Firestorm. You had, of course, Captain Cold. That was Nick's sort of partner in crime / best friend. Forgot his name, Captain Cold, but I forgot his real name in the show. Whatever. And God, yeah, you had.
There's been a lot of people on the Wave Rider over the years.
There has been, like they give. That's what's one of the cool things about this show is you get new people, and then you get attached to those people, and then they leave, and then you get a whole new like Bayrard. Bayrard, for example, he's only been on the show for 2 seasons now. I love Bayrard, so much, and at first I was kind of like pissed off when Zari, basically turned in, or basically when she did the thing that totally affected the timeline, and at the end of season 4,
yeah,
and literally like Nate was hugging Zari, and then after the hug, it's Bayrard that he's been hugging the entire time, and from their perspective, nothing had changed at all. There was it wasn't oh, Zari, someone else was here, yeah, interesting.
Yeah. It's been an interesting show. I mean, it's definitely the most unique of the Arrowverse shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to take another break here, Matt, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap things up?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back, folks.
Need a new podcast to listen to? Well, why not check out the Super Podcast from the Super Network at supermarcy.com, where we discuss films and pop culture, and we do monthly fan-voted commentaries. We are available on all major podcasting platforms.
And so that's the meaning of life, Matt. And, oh, shit, I hit record again.
What's that? Oh,
fuck. Okay, anyways, we're back, folks. And, So, what are your final thoughts here, Matt? There's not much trivia here for this episode. Any speculations as to where you think things are going? Do you think Mick's going to give birth before the end of the season?
Yeah, probably by the end of the season. I'm thinking either the last episode or maybe the penultimate episode. He might give birth to the 48 eggs, or at least hatch them, or whatever. I don't know how they'll.
Yeah,
that's the other. How are they gonna?
Is that gonna kill him though? That's what I'm wondering.
That's what I'm starting to wonder too. I mean, it's gonna be an alien situation, or
yeah.
I mean, I guess technically, we just hurt a lot, but they could just sort of, extract them from this. That could sew the skin back in. I don't know via surgery. Yeah. It probably hurt a lot, but Gideon will probably have something to put them, down while they're doing it. I don't know, or maybe Kayla will show up at the very end and she knows a certain way to, to do it right, or I don't know.
Maybe she's not dead.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's kind of gross to think about because they showed his neck and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, so
that's gotta hurt.
I don't know. It's interesting. I just wonder where things are going on with that, and I think basically they're playing off this whole Constantine drug addict aspect here now. I think is basically what we're gonna deal with John here. So
yeah, because I think he's gonna get more cruel, because like you said, it is kind of like a drug, but it's also temporary magic. But at the same time, it's like when people are on drugs, they usually are not in 100% complete control of what they're doing. They don't really know. I mean, they sort of know what they're doing, but there's this sort of this fog, or this, which is not to say that they're not, culpable for their actions. It's just that you know what I mean? He might get into some weird, dark stuff without even completely realizing that's what he's doing. So I'm thinking he's going to end up hurting, Zari 2.0 by mistake, and she's going to break up with him, and then he's going to go further down the, the meth magic or whatever you want to call it, or the magic meth, or
Magic Meth. That was a very different movie than Magic Mike. It was
Mike, yeah, Magic Meth.
It was about a stripper who was just on meth. So it was.
Oh,
weird.
That's really sad. It's definitely not a comedy.
No.
I can just see that movie already, just like strung out, like a dark lit club, like just guys groping on her just having like this dead look on her face. Like, God, that's
I
like
was talking about a male
movie.
Stripper because Magic Mike is a male stripper.
Oh, okay. Oh, well. Yeah. I guess that could work too, but I was thinking of like the more sad version of it. The more depressing version.
Anyways, I hope the show goes in a good direction. Do we know if it's been renewed for another season or not? I'm not sure. That's what I'm wondering too. So I hope this is like the last season. I think it's been renewed, but
probably. I mean, I haven't checked, but I think this might be the mix last season, or at least as a regular character. So we'll see, because they have been kind of slowly, kind of like with Cisco, where they just sort of phase him out over time. Yeah. So it's not complete, like a sudden break. Like, oh my God, like Cisco's not going to be in the show anymore. What the hell happened? Type of thing. Like they were doing that kind of progressively, which is a sort of nice way to do it for the fans, so they're not just shocked. Like, wait a minute, one of my favorite characters is just gone. Like, wait, what? And then,
there's been some interesting like developments in the CW universe. I mean, we've got coming up soon. We're going to have Stargirl comes back in August.
Yeah,
we're going to have we're going to have Supergirl coming back soon too. For her final episodes. After the run of Superman and Lois, which if people haven't checked out, Superman and Lois is top-notch television. It's so good. It is
really good.
Unlike
Supergirl, I've only watched the first 2 episodes of Supergirl this season. Yeah. I couldn't watch more. It was just too... I just don't get it. I don't know what they're going for.
Yeah. Hopefully it gets better. With it being the last season.
Yeah.
Also, if speaking of Supergirl, Chris Woods, who played Mon-El on there, his Masters of the Universe show is on now that Kevin Smith is producing.
Oh, he's in that?
Yeah, he plays He-Man and Prince Adam.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I watched the first episode. It's pretty good so far. Check it out. A lot of people are having backlash because they think it's too woke and all that bullshit. But whatever.
Oh my God!
Because
did you hear that it's being reviewed bombed right now?
Oh yeah, it is, because you've got your assholes who just can't accept the fact that basically the focus of the show is Tila. But anyways.
Oh my God!
They're upset because the show is more female based than the original.
But they used to watch She-Ra though as its own separate show.
That's their excuse. They're like, if we wanted She-Ra, we'd watch She-Ra.
Well, but the show's called Masters of the Universe.
Yeah,
it's not just
He-Man. It's not He-Man in the Masters of the Universe like the original show was. This is called Masters of the Universe Revelation. So, anyways,
whatever.
Yeah, I'll let you know I might do maybe in a future episode my review of the whole first 5 episodes or something, because or if Matt watches it too and let me know what he thinks too, because it's good so far. The voice acting is really cool in it. You got Sarah Michelle Gellar as Tila and stuff like that, and you've got So and Mark Hamill as Skeletor, different things. It's a good voice cast overall. You got Dietrich Bader as King Randor, and stuff like that. So also we do have casting news over on Batwoman. The character of Renee Montoya, who's going to be who was originally created for the Batman the Animated Series, is going to be joining Batwoman. The character is, and she's going to be played by Victoria Cartagena, who actually played the same role on the TV show Gotham.
Oh, wow.
So that I just found interesting, so I wanted to share that with people. See, let us know what you think of that if you watch Batwoman, which is another great show that people are sleeping on. And it's just interesting. She's playing basically a different version of the character, but because it's in a different universe, but it's
right.
It's funny that she's been recast in the role. Also, Robin Givens has been cast in the show too, playing which we do believe is going to be Javicia Leslie's biological mother. So her character. So we'll see how that goes. Ryan Wilder's biological mother. So that's some of that news that we have. I just thought I'd fill up some space here on this episode because we were kind of short in this episode, just kind of because we didn't have any trivia. Fill that with some news that we got here. So, Anyways, also, there's a new. If you've been listening to our Loki episodes, there's also a new. I haven't watched it yet, but there's a behind the scenes episode on Disney Plus about the making of the show. So,
cool!
Check that out, folks. And they also have a really cool show that I've been watching because I skipped watching that to start watching. There's I think it's called Behind the Attraction. It's about the different. It's a documentary series about the different major attractions like the Jungle Cruise and Haunted Mansion and stuff like that at Disneyland and all the Disney parks. So it's pretty cool so far. I've watched 3 of the episodes, and there's like 5 episodes on that. So check that out on Disney Plus as well. And we are not sponsored by Disney Plus. I'm just saying check those out. So. But if Disney Plus would like to sponsor us, contact me at mike@cullenpark.com. And Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tarts. I had some yesterday.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I got some strawberry ones, and I got some chocolate ones.
Nice.
Yep.
You ever tried combining them?
No, not really. Because I usually can only eat one Pop-Tart at a time.
Yeah.
I don't know. They get too filling, but
yeah, I'm just wondering if that would work. I'll have to try that sometime. Let us know what your favorite Pop-Tart is, people. Mike@cullenpark.com. I would love to hear that.
Yes, do it.
Yes. And if your favorite Pop-Tart is your password, please let me know. And then yeah, I'd like to know your favorite Pop-Tart along with your mother's maiden name and your date of birth, your social security number, blood type, and your favorite teacher when you were in 2nd grade. And no, just the Pop-Tart thing. I'm not going to use that for anything. Anyway, so any other thoughts here, Matt, before we wrap things up?
Yeah, just don't take meth magic or magic meth, and you should be good.
Magic Meth should be the album that Gator Smoke covers. Creates. The next album will be Magic Meth.
Magic Meth by Gator Smoke.
Yes.
People are going to be really upset once they find out who the main guy in Gator Smoke is. Just some regular ass looking dude.
No, maybe they'll be happy about that. They'll be able to relate to you. And
oh man, we're gonna see Gator Smoke's gonna be some like crazy looking dude with a mullet and tattoos over his face. It's just to act like Michael Cera, like, hi, I'm gonna play you some songs right here in my gray hoodie sweatshirt or whatever.
Same guy, different hoodie. Anyway, so that's all we got, really, folks. Make sure you check out our TeePublic. You can get some cool T-shirts. Check out our Patreon. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. You can find our show on any of the podcast platforms out there. We are part of the Geek Collective, check them out and the rest of their shows. Also, be sure to, wear sunscreen if you go outside, folks. Also, wear a condom. Wear a condom.
Outside.
Outside, yes.
Wear sunscreen inside and wear a condom when you're outside.
No, that's wrong, Matt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't want to give bad advice.
Oh, yeah, well, people should not be listening to us for advice. I
thought this was an advice show. I was confused.
No, well, yeah, we just got really sidetracked by talking about Legends of Tomorrow. Technically, we haven't even begun the advice section yet.
So if you have any questions you'd like us to tackle in future episodes and give you advice on, Mike@CullenPark.com, message me and we'll answer you. Actually, that might be an interesting little segment. If you do have any questions and you want my advice or Matt's advice,
I will come up with something.
We'll come up with something, and we'll have a segment where we can just answer your questions, folks. We'll give you advice with the stipulation that you should not follow it. And but yeah, until next time, folks. Be kind, rewind, and bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.